A small step in the right direction. Gas prices take a dip, but we'll tell you why they likely won't keep going that way. And the Dodgers are celebrating after wrapping up an historic season. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. After hitting record highs for 3 days in a row, gas prices in LA County dropped from Wednesday into Thursday, but only by a fraction of a cent, so you won't actually notice it at the gas pump. The average price in LA County is $6.49. Orange, Riverside, and Ventura counties also saw small declines. Only San Bernardino moved up slightly to a new record high of $6.38. Gas prices could stay high for a while, and one reason is that a group of some of the world's most powerful oil producers announced that they're cutting production by 2 million barrels a day. Alec Baldwin and the producers of the movie Rust settled a lawsuit with the family of the cinematographer who was shot and killed on the set in New Mexico. They plan to finish the movie with the help of the victim's husband. Helena Hutchins' husband, Matthew, will be an executive producer of the movie. Production is expected to resume in January. And even though the civil case is over, the criminal case is not. The Santa Fe District Attorney could still file charges against Baldwin and others. Here's what NBC4's legal expert said about that.
It kind of takes the wind out of the sails of a prosecutor. The family has been taken care of now. Baldwin presumably kicked in himself some of the money.
The district attorney says if the facts and evidence warrant criminal charges under New Mexico law, then charges will be brought. No one is above the law. All right, if you're planning to head to the beach to beat the heat, you'll want to stay away from several LA County beaches. Santa Monica Pier, Mother's Beach, 40th Street Extension in Manhattan Beach, and the Manhattan Beach Pier all tested for high levels of unsafe bacteria. Again, health officials are warning people to stay away from swimming, surfing, and playing in the ocean until bacteria levels drop. The big question is, will our temperatures drop anytime soon? Let's check in with meteorologist Belen De Leon.
I know it's October. It hasn't quite felt like fall. That warm weather will last at least through the first half of the weekend with early clouds and areas of fog. Now, the monsoon moisture is going to be making a comeback. We're going to have a chance for storms over the weekend and through next week. As the storm system approaches us, it brings us some cooler weather finally and some breezy conditions. So if you're waiting for that cool down, it's right around the corner. Hang on. Now, the chance for rain, look at this. In Big Bear, it's going to be at about a 20% on Thursday, and then it continues over the weekend and through next week. The warm weather is finally going to fizzle out. We have 90s in the forecast in Moreno Valley through Saturday, then cooler over the weekend in the 80s. Finally feeling like fall by the middle of next week. What is that? Sweater weather? Highs in the low 80s by next Wednesday.
A veteran TV producer is facing more than a dozen criminal charges. He's accused of luring women to photo shoots and sexually assaulting them. Eric Weinberg was once the co-executive producer for NBC's Scrubs and Showtime's Californication. Police said he used his position in the industry to lure young women to his Los Feliz home for the photo shoots. Once there, police said he sexually assaulted them. LA County District Attorney George Gascon asked that Weinberg be held without bail. But the court refused and set a $5 million bond, which Weinberg has already posted.
This is yet another example of what I've long said about bail. It is nothing more than a wealth-based detention. If you're wealthy, you get to bail out. If you're poor, you get to stay in. Mr. Weinberg was able to commit his crimes using his power and wealth and privilege. And he has now been able to leave custody using his wealth.
The DA's office says dozens of victims have come forward and they believe there could be more. Home appliances can cost a lot of money, so that's why some people buy used or refurbished appliances, especially these days. But be sure you vet the seller or the business. The NBC4 I-Team received complaints from people who say they were duped by one Santa Ana used appliance store. Here's the I-Team's Carolyn Johnson.
The I-Team is walking through what looks like, at times, an appliance junkyard. But what many buyers don't realize is this is where some of the used appliances they're buying are coming from. It starts with a post on places like Craigslist or OfferUp. Used appliances for sale in Santa Ana that work perfectly and are in good condition. It's unclear who the seller is.
It looked like it was brand new, like something off of a sales floor.
Carrie Buffard paid $900 cash for a refrigerator sight unseen after seeing one of those posts. She says the seller quickly delivered the fridge with instructions.
He said to wait a couple hours to plug it in, And we did, and when we did, it never worked.
Carrie eventually junked the appliance after learning it needed a new compressor, costing $700. She says the seller ignored her repeated phone calls and the 90-day warranty that supposedly came with the fridge.
They have it down perfectly. They know exactly what they're doing. You're going to buy this, you're going to trust me, and then you're never going to see me again.
Tracking down the seller can be tricky. The I-Team followed several online posts of used appliances for sale in Santa Ana. Many have different phone numbers and not a single one gives a business name. But they all led us to this place, Appliance Palacios, according to the paperwork filed with the city, or just appliance store, according to the signage on the building. Carrie learned this is where her refrigerator came from, too. The address was scribbled on some paperwork. Other buyers, 150 of them, are complaining about the company as well on Yelp. They've given the company a 1-star rating. One called Appliance Palacios liars and cheats. Others say the business is a scam, with most complaining their appliances never worked or conked out within weeks.
I don't want any more people wasting their money, throwing their money out there.
The I-Team tried to talk with the owner of Appliance Palacios. One man who said he was the owner told us to leave. The company did not respond to our follow-up phone calls and texts.
It's a good idea to shop for used appliances in a smart way.
Perry Santana Choate researched how to shop for used appliances for Consumer Reports. She says you can save a lot of money buying used, but her advice, stay clear of posts you see on online marketplaces.
We actually advise that people don't do that because there's no guarantee that what you actually come home with is gonna work once you plug it in.
She says go to a business with a solid reputation. When you find an appliance you like, see if there have been any recalls or complaints about that make and model. Also, get the serial number and find out how old the machine is. Ask the seller about the history of the appliance. What did they find when they inspected it? What parts did they replace?
If they're not able to answer any of these simple questions, then you know that they haven't really looked into it or they haven't looked at the machine at all.
As for Carrie, she simply wants to warn other consumers to stay away from this store.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
And spend your hard-earned money somewhere else. Carolyn Johnson, NBC4 News.
The Dodgers are celebrating a truly remarkable season. They've won 111 games. Very nice. That's the most wins for a National League team since the 1906 Chicago Cubs won 116 games. The Dodgers beat the Rockies Wednesday 6-1. The Dodgers now look ahead to the playoffs. They'll await the winner of the Mets-Padres Wild Card Series. Get those credit cards ready. Target's deal days are happening right now, and you don't want to miss out on this. No, deal days runs through Saturday, and you can get deals on all your holiday season needs. If you're a Target Circle member or use a Target Red Card, you'll actually get extra discounts, and we like discounts. Calling all inspiring chefs. There's a new training program offering to teach young people skills they would need to enter the restaurant and hospitality industry. La Plaza Cocina in downtown LA plans to launch a 10-week course for high school students and young adults in the spring. The classes will introduce them to kitchen and recipe basics and then connect them with professional chefs and local restaurant owners.
We're giving them an opportunity to engage in a program, certificated program, so that they can then go back into the community and get great paying jobs in those culinary arts field.
Well, students who complete the course will have a working resume and they'll be ready to take the California Serve Safe exam to better prepare for the workforce. That food is looking good. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and on our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with the traffic reports throughout your morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.